Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I believe it was this past weekend, Riley and I were in LA for a couple different reasons. Our 3rd year anniversary was a couple days before we left, and also I had won this incredible experience with Skin Thesis. Basically, they had a giveaway on their channel for a $1,000 facial. It was me and another girl, we won. At the time, I was like, well, it looks like I might be turning this down because, as some of you guys know, I live in Orlando, and you know, it's not every day that you could just kind of pick up and go for a facial, especially. But after doing some more research and talking to Riley, he was like, this is such a cool opportunity, you should go and do it. But we're so happy that we did it. We had such an amazing time. We got to meet Melissa and her team, and they were just so sweet, so informative. And what my facial had was, the first thing was a golden cocktail facial, and basically that's a cylindrical tube that she has. It's filled with like this cocktail of serums. It has Botox in it, and then at the bottom it has a circle kind of like that big of gold tipped needles. And what she does is she presses that into your skin. Now, although it has Botox, she was explaining to me that because it's not going down to the muscle, it's not how everyone thinks of Botox. It's more so just topical, and it really just helps to plump up the skin and help with pores and things like that. The second thing we did was the Cryo Facial. So she loads CO2 into this gun, and it kind of pumps out onto my face. It is cold, but it's actually just so relaxing. I know it sounds weird, and the machine is very loud. She even told me beforehand, she was like, this is gonna be really loud, just brace yourself. And it was, but honestly the whole experience was super nice. It felt so refreshing and soothing after the facial, you know, the like puncturing my face 100 times. So it was really cool. The third thing we did was the LED facial, and she used a red LED light on me. So I'm reading it online right now because it's the best way to describe to you guys. And it says, red light therapy penetrates deeper into the skin than other light wavelengths and is thought to rejuvenate skin, and is commonly used to treat skin conditions such as acne and rosacea, as well as pain and even wound healing. So just something that's supposed to be very rejuvenating using light. But basically you wear that, you have goggles on, you have 2 things covering your eyes. And even with that, it's so crazy bright. I have such a sensitivity to light because I'm prone to migraines and headaches, and I got through it just fine, honestly. Sometimes even when I'm filming, if I'm filming for too long, my ring light can be just obnoxious and I'll have a headache by the end of it. But I can tell you that this was not as bad as I thought. It really just felt like when you're lying down at the beach and you have your eyes closed on a sunny day. That's kind of exactly what it was like. So I did that for about 20 minutes, and then when that was done, she did the Cryo Balls on me. And they're basically these 2 metal balls about like that size, and they're frozen, and so she rolls that onto my face and onto my neck, and it's just supposed to be soothing and cooling, and honestly it was. It felt so good. All in all, truly just an incredible experience. I know I usually have a pretty nasally voice, but it's extra right now because I did catch a cold while I was there. Riley was sick, so I got sick, and so I'm kind of still getting over that. So if you think my nasally voice is usually pretty bad, you might want to skip this video because it's a little worse. Yay! Now we're gonna get into the products. The first product I actually got at the pharmacy, and it is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in Deep Bronze. Now, I was so excited to get this. I tell Riley, I'm like, this is like the unicorn of makeup products because everyone always says how incredible it is, and whenever I go to pick it up, it's never there. It's always sold out. So, of course, on the other side of the country, they had one left. I have not swatched this. I have no idea what it feels like. I did get it in the shade Deep Bronzer because after looking up swatches, the regular shade looked like it was too light for me. So this is Deep Bronzer. I will say the texture already feels very buttery and creamy. And that is the swatch right there. So I'm very excited to use this. I've heard so many incredible things. The next one I want to talk about is also just one product. It's from the brand Viseme Cosmetics. This one was actually pretty funny. We were leaving, I believe it was Morphe, and we were just driving down the road, and I had seen them on Instagram, and I saw their sign outside, and I was like, Riley, stop, wait, there's that store, Bésame Cosmetics. So he was really sweet. I was like, no, we could keep going, because we were kind of on a schedule, and he was like, no, you were excited, let's stop, let's see it. So I went in. They were so cool. If this bag gives you any indication of what their style is like, that's what their store was like. It was all just like antique makeup. They had a whole wall just full of antique cosmetics. It was so cool to see. I felt like I was in a makeup museum, and honestly, if you're ever in LA, I didn't think I would love that store as much as I did. If you're into makeup, go to that store. It's such an experience, so cool, even if you don't get anything. God, my voice is even annoying me today. So they came out with this Mermaid Lagoon collection. It's from the Peter Pan movie. In the bag, they give you this kind of like newspaper. It says Disney Peter Pan Mermaid Lagoon and 1953 collection. So it goes on to talk about like the whole collection and little things like that. Came with this really cute brunette mermaid sticker. Love this. I did only get one thing from them. I got the Pearl Shimmer powder. The reason I only got one thing is because it's honestly pretty pricey, but it does really make sense. They go through a very thorough process to come up with all of these items. She was telling me that these clamshells were actually like 3D printed from the exact dimensions of the clamshells that they hold in Peter Pan. That was just way too cool to me. I grew up on Disney. I live 10 minutes away from Disney, and the mermaids in Peter Pan were some of my favorite people in the world. I know they were sassy and they made fun of Wendy and all that stuff, but I just loved them. They were so beautiful. As a kid, when you're growing up and you see them with their luscious hair and they're like thin and all in the water splashing, it's beautiful. It's just honestly beautiful. So like I said, this is the Pearl Shimmer Shell Compact. See, it's got like the really cute shell. It's got the little powder puff that says Bésame. She was telling me that this is basically like a setting powder that gives you a glow. And the reason I got this is because I've been looking for something like that. I like the setting powders that I use, but I do sometimes feel like they make me look too dry or too matte. So I was very curious about this. It's pretty hard to swatch a setting powder, but you can see there how it does have a bit of a glow. So I just thought that was super cool. They had this one, and they also had one that was a gold clamshell that I wanted so bad too. And that one was a bronzer. I'm sure, you know, on my channel and just in makeup in general, you guys already know about Morphe. Well, they got started in one store in Burbank. And so ever since I knew about Morphe, I was like, I have to go to that store. If I ever go to LA, I just want to go to that store. There have been times where I have specifically wanted to do a day trip to LA just to go to Morphe. My next bit of my haul is everything I got at the Morphe store. Now, honestly, I only got 4 things, but as you guys know, I work for Morphe, so I was like, I don't really need a whole lot. I just kind of wanted to be here. I actually got 5 items. I forgot about this one. It's an empty mirrored magnetic palette. I got it because it was on sale, and it's just like this. See, it's just, I mean, it's very easy. It's just, think of like a very small Z palette, but I like having these because they're very easy for travel if you just want to do kind of like a custom palette, don't want to bring your whole eyeshadow palette. And then I got 4 lip products. Now guys, I'm telling you right now, they're all nudes. The first thing I got is their lipstick in Wifey, which I think is so cute because we used to say Wifey in high school. We're like, oh, that's Wifey. And I honestly have to give it up to Morphe and their new packaging. They did a whole revamp of their brand, and this is just baller, man. This could literally be like 2 or 3 times the price and be totally acceptable. It's got that cute little M, and then it says Morphe. That's Wifey. Just a really pretty basic kind of nude, but I really liked the undertones it had. I really like that it's like not too light, not too dark, not too rosy, not too coral. It's really just the perfect nude. On to the next one. On to the next one. The next lipstick I got is called Forevs. This I don't really say sometimes, maybe. This one is Wifey and this one is Forevs. I feel like they're very, very similar in color. Again, just a perfect nude shade. I would say the biggest difference is that Wifey is a matte formula and Forevs is a cream formula. So it's just going to have a little bit more of a shine to it. You cute, baby. You cute. Then I got two lip glosses. The first one is in the shade Boho. So this is Boho. Very pretty. It's got like medium coverage, which is just how I like. And the second one I got is Freebird. So this is Boho and this is Freebird. Freebird I feel like is such a pretty like nude, dusty rose with a bit of a coral in it. So Nigel's is kind of like, Nigel's and Amy's is basically more for like professionals. I do feel like you could shop there if you're not a professional because you can find everything. But I feel like if you are a professional, it's kind of like a haven because they have everything. So I love shopping with them. If you are a pro, they have a pro discount. I have a pro discount with Nigel and Amy's because they both offer them. And if you are a professional, even if you're not licensed, because I'm not licensed, you can get a discount through them. First, I got this kind of like empty plastic container. So it has these 10 wells. The reason I got them is because you can supposedly, according to the lady, fit an entire lipstick in one of these. So I like this because I feel like I can make my own custom lip palette for when I'm traveling or anything like that. So I've been wanting one of these for months. The next thing I got is just this 1 ounce squeezy tube. And as unexciting as that may sound, the reason I got this is because my favorite eyelash glue right now is the Sassy eyelash glue, and that's SASSI. And I love it, but it comes in this giant 4 ounce bottle, so I can never travel with it. I always have to bring another one that I like don't really care for. So I got this so that I can finally travel with the lash glue I like. The third thing I got from them is just this Makeup Forever Professional Powder Puff. The reason I use this is so if I'm working on my face, but I've already done my complexion makeup, this way I can rest this and then work on my eyeliner or brows, or if I have to touch something up. I actually had one of these in my kit. I always use it on my clients. That way I'm not resting my hand on my client's face. I'm resting this very soft, delicate powder puff, and I recommend it to everyone. So I had it for them. So I just wanted to get one for myself. The last thing I got is this beauty blender in the Sapphire shade. This is basically just the royal blue shade. There's nothing extra special about this one. It's just like their other beauty blenders, but it's in this gorgeous blue color that I've just been wanting. Like a Mediterranean Smurf sponge. So my last bag is from Amy's. It was so cool going in there. It really was like walking into a department store, and I did take pictures of all these places, so hopefully I'll be putting them somewhere here when I'm editing. Fav, do it. The first thing I got from Amy's was this Huda Beauty Buff and Blend Complexion Sponge. Complexion brush, my bad. This actually came out at the same time that her Faux Filter foundation came out. I think it was like a year ago now or so. And I didn't get it back then, but I've always been so curious about it because it's such a unique shape. So it's very soft, very dense. You can see it there. I'm super excited to use this. I was very nervous about it at first because I feel like it has the potential to soak up a lot of product, but we'll see. I do always see her using it when she's applying her foundation, so I'm very excited. And because the angle, it could be really nice to also apply concealer. So this could be a baddie. The next thing I also got from them is the Overachiever Concealer in Cookie Dough 14N. The reason I did this is because I don't know if you guys have picked up on this, but anytime that I buy a foundation from a company, if it has a matching concealer, I like to get it too because I feel like they're designed to work together. So it's got this really cool kind of interesting top. That's it right there. So the next thing I got are these Lilly lashes in the style Alina. I'm super excited to try these. They are so fluffy, guys. Oh my god. They're like super duper fluffy, so voluminous, so pretty. So I'm very excited to try these out. The next thing I got is from the Dose of Colors with I Love Sarahii collaboration, and it's the highlighter in the shade Bathe. Again, I know I would usually not do limited edition stuff, but lately, guys, I've kind of just been like, you know what? If I like it, I'm gonna get it. But I have to really like it. And I have to say that when I swatch this, and dude, the packaging, like, if you know me, like, if we're here, you know that this is like me. They actually had one that was more gold, but they had just sold out. But this one is really, really pretty. I liked it because when you first look at it, it looks like it's gonna be super duper pink, and it's not. It's actually like this really... so buttery. This formula, guys, it's like, oh my god, I swatch too much. Like, when have you ever heard me say I swatched too much of a product? It's so buttery. A little bit truly goes a long way. So this is it right there. So it does have a little bit of the pinky tone, but it's very champagne, I have to say. Like, that was just one swatch, and like, I put too much. But guys, that highlighter is legit. My last product from this whole haul is from Badescu. It's the Caviar Night Cream. And I got this for a very specific reason. Basically, when I had my facial with Melissa, she asked me about my skin concern. And one of my biggest ones, especially now that it's winter and everything is very cold and dry, is that around my mouth, I get very dry. My skin gets a little flaky. It's awful. It's so dry. And I have primarily oily skin, but for whatever reason there, and sometimes the inner corner of my eyes, it just gets really bad. For the inner corner of my eyes, I do have my DIY eye cream that I use that usually takes care of it. It's very deeply hydrating, but I don't always like to use it around my mouth because it does leave a little bit of a shine, and you just look kind of crazy when all around your mouth is shiny. So I talked to her about it, and she said that it might be a form of eczema. Now, a lot of people don't know it, but when I was growing up, I did have a form of eczema. It was pretty severe. It was on the inside of my elbows and the back of my knees. I used to scratch myself raw. Like, it was really bad. So she said that it just might be a new form of that. But she said to try a cortisone cream, and she also said that my moisturizer, my day moisturizer, which has hyaluronic acid in it, might not be that moisturizing, which is usually fine for the rest of my face, but for around my mouth, I need more hydration. So that's why I got this. I went to Amy's. I went to the counter that had Badescu, and I was like, what is your most hydrating cream? She recommended this one. She was like, you could try this one. It was this one and their vitamin E cream. She was like, you can try them both, but this one's going to be more hydrating. And surely enough, this one was considerably more hydrating than the other one. So if you're like me, if you have any like severe, it has to be pretty severe, dry patches on your face, this is bomb, guys. Like, I could tell that this thing and me are gonna be like this. Best friends, y'all. So that's it, guys. That was my entire haul. I'm super happy with it. I feel like I got so much stuff that I'm so excited to play with. So many things that I got on this trip were things that I've been wanting for a really long time and just hadn't gotten around to getting it. So I am just so excited. This trip has been so encouraging for my makeup career. You know, obviously in any career you go through ups and downs, especially if you're your own boss. And this trip truly motivated me to just keep going, keep creating content, and keep, you know, sharing all this with you guys. So that's it, guys. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. It does help a girl out. And make sure to hit that thumbs up if you liked this video, or if you found it informative, or if you found some little things that you want to buy. Make sure to leave in the comments down below any products that you recommend. I love hearing your recommendations. I always write them down and I always check them out. And that's pretty much it, guys. So I'll see you next time. Bye!